Oh, oh bloody hell. Oh, the water's done me head up like a right kipper. I look like a fool, Ginge.
Doesn't change.
Make me look pretty, quick. How have I ended up in this sort of state? With no bloody trousers on. So I'm going to be reviewing, but first let's show you how I got into this state. Oi oi, peasants, how you bloody doing? Here we go, chapter 7 to 9, I think, review. This is by far my favourite couple of chapters of the game. I'm going to try to find, instead of Paul Peasant with his big man bod out. Oh my god, the cicadas are so loud.
Oh my god.
I'm going to try to find a really cool little spot near this waterfall.
I think so.
We're in like a wood carving village. It's very cool, but they're also renowned, this little section of Bali, for their stone sculptures. So I'm going to take a stroll. The taxi ride over here, all I was thinking about was this Dyne and golden saucer section I just experienced, but I can hear the water. Here we go! Oh! Oh, straight up. You don't even have to go that far, it's right there. Wow! Yo! There it is.
Yeah.
That's mad. Is that like straight carved out?
Yeah, that's man-made.
Yeah. I think
It's
so.
a little man-made waterfall. Oh, first tourist coming up. There's a freaking ravine. Woo! My dudes, I cannot tell you what a unique experience it is playing Rebirth while being in this country. It's amazing. Look at this. Big happy Buddha face. Yo. Whoa. Just carved straight into the rocks. Wow. Oh god. I've seen a lot of cool temple-like structures. Temple of the Ancients has got lots to compete with. Oh man, it's all the way down this wall. Oh my goodness. I think they're really cool. Wow. Look at it. That had to have been so much hard work to carve. People faces, some peaceful ones. I think this is that Vishnu? The bird creature? Oh, it kind of looks a bit demon-y. Wow. I will get around to talk about Dyne, I swear. No freaking wizard. Again, I keep saying we need to buy some sort of island. We need to carve depictions of the summons into a cliff wall. Summon farm fancy fans from all over the world to them.
We didn't carve the faith into the wall.
Huh?
Carve the faith into the wall.
Yeah.
Make a full-blown faith mural. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh! Wowee! The lighting is not so good on the front camera. I'm going to switch, show you guys what I'm seeing. Yo! That's amazing! Oh, are those the people banging? Oh, I saw this on Google. Oh.
That's some silly shit.
Like, you got to be a special kind of pervert to spend days carving it.
Oh my god!
What? Bree!
Something just jumped on me!
Ah!
A big thing.
Bloody hell. Oh. Jesus, Bree. Jesus, that made me jump. Alright, check this out, guys. That's so awesome. Yo, is that the rope bridge he said that you can get across? Madman. Careful now. No more arm fractures. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. I just found a depiction of basically how 7 Rebirth really feels. The overall tone, and I love it for it. Goofy. It's very goofy. That one's just straight up sinister. There's even more carved. You can probably see a little bit into this spot. Incredible, an absolutely unbelievable spot. I'm having so much wow factor this month. Every new region I go to in 7, wow, wow. And I'm having it out in the IRL as well. So cool. Yeah, I mean, even the desert that we just got to outside of the Coral Desert, that's been lit. Got the full wow factor with Golden Saucer. Man, my childhood dreams came to life. Fully fledged. I was saying to Bree, I'm sure, let me know in the comment section if you had it. Being a long-term fan of this game, God, it feels like I'm walking in the daydream. It feels so surreal. I get like this really floaty, giddy, I don't know if you can hear me over the sound of this water, it's very rambunctious, just silly, ecstatic feeling as I'm playing. And yeah, I know some people hate that on my playthroughs. I woke up to a comment on my live stream just being, what an annoying, overexcited, insufferable personality this guy is. He doesn't shut up. Yeah, I don't. While I'm playing 7, I cannot contain my feels most of the time. I'm pausing cutscenes, I'm riffing, I'm going into brain cannons, it's titillating me. Especially in this section. Just had freaking Glenn Lodbrok show up in a very, very unique, mysterious, telling way, which I'll get onto that in a minute. I'm going to move down to the quieter section and riff some more, but yeah, I just want to share this with you guys. It's a little hidden world down here. This is one of the like lesser reviewed waterfalls. Even the taxi driver here was like, "Are you sure you don't want to go to this other one?" And Ginger'd been there, and it's like an Instagrammer's paradise. It's chock full of tourists. I much feel ones like this. It's just you and just this. Incredible. Take it in, guys. Take it in with me. Go on. I want Ginger taking shots. Ready? Big breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Come on now. Listen to the sounds of the water. Very cool. Alright, see you down on the other side. Alright, we should have brought our swimmies, but we didn't. The operation cross strong current without getting hacks wet. We're going! I'm just going to take my shorts off so I've got something dry to change into.
It's a river, of course it's a river.
Just watch your dinkle. Doesn't matter if we get wet. We're going across. Yeah. As we go. Oh man. Oh, look at all of these. So this right here, this is the Final Fantasy VII fan base during the Costa del Sol section. More sculpture porn. Or maybe that's just no, that's just a harmless piggyback. Wow. Oh god. Look at that one. Well, this is the less exciting one, but still, a pregnant lady giving birth. Wow! Thanks for joining me. I didn't think you'd have the balls to go across that. Good job.
It didn't look so bad when you did it, so
Yeah.
you 4 years old.
Woo! That was fun. Well, that one didn't take. Right. Move his face to the picture. Go on, a bit more. Go on, give it to you. No, more towards the camera. No, more, open that. Lol. Probably got a parasite up my arse. You made it. Yeah. Alright, time to get into the meat of this review. The actual bit now I can sit down. I've dunked my head under the waterfall, so I'm going to look like an idiot, but this looks like a nice little spot. It's a very nice little spot. So yeah guys, straight into it. Dyne section, like I said in my stream, was one of my most anticipated parts of the remake. This for me from day one was, I always said, was going to be my litmus test to see if Square and all of this craziness and all of this unhinged Sephiroth from the future, everything shooting all of their lifespans across the compilation, and freaking plot ghosts and new wacky zany characters like freaking Roche, who surprisingly is actually growing on me. But Dyne section was the one I was like, if that remains in there and is still powerful and profound and has attention and detail placed on it, rather than being a very quick cliff note, then I will be happy with all these alterations, and boy did they deliver. Dyne section was glorious, man. The only thing that I kind of feel dejected by, I'm like, have I gone cold inside? Because I wanted a cathartic cry on that scene. And I felt it. I felt myself get the little lump in my throat, but it didn't actually elicit the full breakdown that actually I think it deserves, because man, that was hard. That was a hard watch. Seeing Dyne at the start especially, chatting to what he thinks is Eleanor and Marlene, thinking that they're there on the couch. Oof. Just how unhinged he was. How savage the toll of what Shinra had done broke his psyche. Well, Dyne is when it really laid home for me. Just how far Shinra had hurt the world and hurt people, and that came through clear as day. Like, of course you have it with the big grandiose moments like the plate sector collapse, like thousands of people getting obliterated in a heartbeat, but to see it like intimately through a single person, yeah, it was a damn good scene, man. Now quickly on that point, there were a couple of changes in there that I don't know if they were as powerful as OG. So yeah, Dyne going out a bit more gracefully, saying that he wants to join that but he can't, like, he just can't bring himself to commit suicide. That was cool. But yeah, honestly, the Shinra troopers showing up and like Cloud and the gang, like suddenly handling some of them, but then some getting through, and that being the thing that kills Dyne. I don't know if that's as powerful as him walking up, you know, that solemn dark cliff in OG, just limping, throws Barrett the pendant and just drops back from his believed to be dead daughter and definitely dead wife's grave markers. Man, forever engraved in my psyche, and it was a hard scene to live up to, and they did it. Man, I'm so happy with this remake. Really hitting the points for me. I know because there's so many people who really want me to not be loving this. For as many of you that I'm seeing saying, Pez, I agree with you, I also feel like I'm walking in a daydream, this is beautiful, this is a masterpiece, I'm getting an equal number of people like, no, you can't have that opinion, it's trash, 15 was better. Why are you giving Rebirth so much attention more than you did 16? Just, my dudes. I don't know what it is, people who want to try to angrily shift everyone to where they bitterly are not liking it, but yeah, Golden Saucer. So the part I'm really loving about the Rebirth is it's completely breaking all the rules. It doesn't care about rules. The rules have gone out the window. That happened with the plot, but now it's happened in the animation, it's happening in the music. Man, the music is 400 tracks of here, there, everywhere. Like, just so much fun, so much playfulness, and so much experimentation. We show up at the Golden Saucer, we want to fire an outfit cannon at Yuffie, and suddenly have the three girls just busting out highly organised choreography, we're going to do it. They don't care about the logic of it. They want the NPCs for the side quests to be these massively over-the-top, expressive individuals, borderline caricatures at point. Like there's just such little realism or conforming to realism in this game, and I think it fits perfectly. Now, I will quickly caveat with that, there are a few places where I could criticise, but really it's very mild because I secretly enjoy it more than I dislike it. But a lot of these rule breaks, it is causing the whiplash effect. The tonality of these scenes is ping-ponging back and forth, and sometimes, just as sometimes, it feels a little bit too jarring. That it kind of breaks you out of the emotion that scene is like carefully building up, it's layering on top. And Dyne section, Dean, I'm going to keep saying Dean. I know it's pronounced Dyne, but I've been calling it Dean for like 20 years. I'm sticking with it. So a prime example of that. Dean's dead. Oh, and about conforming to rules as well. Him suddenly getting that big metal fucking Resident Evil Wesker arm for the fight. That was ludicrous, but and almost made no sense. Was it a big magnetic gun? Has Dyne got superhuman strength to be able to move that much scrap metal? It doesn't freaking matter, because this is a high fantasy game. You know, it's crazy when I actually think, you know, I love 16 and I have a big love for 15, but if you actually go back and you think, oh yeah, this is a game that has completely nonsensical beats to it, you know, massive summons manifested into reality just out of nowhere. No, these crazy, ludicrous, over-the-top stories and plot beats, but because the graphical fidelity of like AAA games now conforms more to realism, the stories also have to be realistic. And then we've had like a decade of Final Fantasy trying to be realistic. Like no one actually think about that. Final Fantasy was never supposed to be this. It was supposed to be kind of stupid and out there and yeah, rule breaking, high fantasy. But yeah, like, so when Dean's dead and like you're really feeling the weight of it, I got to say what countered the part of him dying to Shinra. Yeah, man, when he fell, he just fell on Barrett's chest. He's just staring at him, and it says, "Carry the guilt." Damn, that more than made up for it. Like that was rough as hell, man. And just all the other little animations that there were. It's really imprinted in my mind when when he sees Marlene. Has that moment of joy, that moment of seeing his wife, her likeness in Marlene, but then how that switches to that dark side, that realization he's a murderer, he's got too much damn blood on his hands, and it was that animation where he's like frantic. I mean, so much of Dean's body language or movement was so stressful to see because it was so zippy, so unhinged. Like, the animation is beautiful on it, and just the way he was wiping his hands, and it was so erratic and frantic. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Just epic. But yeah, he's dead, and part of that tonality whiplashing, because then we have Dio show up, and this was an example I'm like, no, not this guy. Not right now. And Dio comes, and he's just like, I saw everything, I was spying on you, I was wrong, you're innocent. And I was like, okay, Dio's kind of acting like a normal human being now. He's not here to totally go and break the immersion and the peck, pump. Come on! And then it shifts from that back to Barrett. But Barrett's now longer upset, he's kind of actually carrying a smile, I guess, from the relief of this arc being closed, this momentary, I guess, realization that the journey continues and that this chapter's behind him, but he's still going to carry the guilt. It is really interesting that Barrett kind of smiled at that point, and then so we have a little bit of power with that, but then straight back to freaking Dio and Rude wrestling, and then all of a sudden Palmer. Oh god, yeah, Palmer showed up before that last section, just as I'm right there in the Dean fields, and then bam, amphibian machine Palmer freaking slapping his ass at me, Nina. What is this? And then we're jumping again to Eleanor flying out of a helicopter on that high-speed chase. Bam, bam, bam. She fucking falls on top of the truck, and next minute after that, we're catapulting all the way over to freaking roof for Shinra. And old Glennie Lodbrok showing up and actually teleporting in, appearing in purple smoke. I'll talk about that in a minute. And now I'm flipping over to Zach. It's just like breakneck. It's super powerful, but it does feel at the same time, it's so fast paced. I say it's dragging you with it, like that strong freaking river current that almost dragged me down. And I could definitely see how that could be a little bit too much. That could be doing a little bit of a disservice to a more focused, genteel, calmer, I guess, storytelling pace. That whole section definitely was in OG, but you know, I just see that as almost like an objective criticism, but I don't feel that subjectively. I kind of like this absolute roller coaster whirlwind, just getting battered back and forth, not able to handle all of the feels that are being thrust onto me. It's exciting, it's energetic, it's got me hooked, I'm on the edge of my seat. I've got to stop, I'm so self-conscious about my hair, man. I just gonna let it freaking loose for a bit. I look like a fool. Yeah, they've done such a good job, and we're coming up to the date scene soon. I mean, I definitely felt a bit blue-balled at Tifa and Cloud. Tifa slipping her hand into Cloud's, and then bam. No, there's been a shooting. Kate Sith comes up and blue balls us, and we get whisked off. But we'll be back to that scene. Oh, and one other big feels of Rooney. God damn. I felt the richness of the legacy in the very depths of my heart when we went and saw Jesse's portrait. And you just had Tifa look up and acknowledge how much we owe to that character, and yeah, I mean that legit made me tear up a little bit, because as most of you know, I'm a massive Jessie fan, and not massively because of her new personality in Remake, though I do not mind it, but for what that character was for me in OG. Well, of course, the beauty of OG was how much our imaginations built up these characters, and we projected to these blank canvases. That was what was beautiful about text-based descaled games. We, the player, were inserted into the creation process, essentially. Whereas now the creation is fully served up to us on a platter. And yeah, for Jessie, she was a character I very much accentuated and put a lot of qualities and emphasis onto. And that was, I'd say, the first video game that ever did that for me. That got my young imagination entangled with a product, this engagement, this emotional resonance and attachment, and it all started from Jessie, to be honest. So, and even just in the story, I was saying, like, if you read Tales of Two Paths, the whole reason Tifa's there, Barrett, Biggs, Wedge, entire cell of Avalanche in Midgar, it really is Jessie. She is the nexus that organised, coordinated, and passionately put together basically all of them. So from even a story aspect, we kind of also have Jessie to thank for everything. And yeah, just in that one moment, I felt it, man. I was like fully in that. I hear when it's Aerith who sees it, like if you get the Aerith Cloud version, obviously it's not as powerful. Aerith is just like, oh, she's pretty, I don't really know her. So I'm kind of glad that I've got Tifa for this section. Let me know in the comment section who you've had for the day, and also let me know what you guys are thinking of this particular chapter. No spoilers for the future. Oh, and very quickly, so Glenn Lodbrok, because I've been having some headcanons on that. Yeah, him walking out through purple smoke, obviously Jenova and Sephiroth's associated symbolic colour. Dudes. I'm starting to vibe. I've not played Ever Crisis, but early on, Bree said, if this is indeed the real Glenn Lodbrok, I'm starting to vibe it, because of course in that scene Glenn looks at Rufus and says, you know who I am. Now for a split second I thought that was Sephiroth, because of the way, no way Sephiroth kind of stalks forward all creepy and maniacal. Like Glenn did that for a sec, I thought, whoa, is that Sephiroth? But I actually like what Bree picked up. So this is totally theoretical. I'm just brainstorming. Please don't answer any of these rhetorical points I'm making. Bree pointed out that Sephiroth is not the kind of person to use a different individual's form. He's way too narcissistic and self-obsessed to manifest himself in a different person's form. I totally see that. So it just points to, is that just Jenova? And then it clicked for me. Then it clicked, because yeah, the way that Glenn, or Glenova, so we got Sephinova, if this is Glenova, the way it was talking about Rufus, it was soul reading. Like, it was pointing out You know, you're arrogant, you're pig-headed, you're narcissistic, and then at the bottom of it all, I think it said, is loneliness. And I love Rufus's response to that. I ain't gonna deny it, that's all freaking true. But then Jenova, if indeed it is, said, yeah, we need more people like you. I think he said that'd be the penicillin shot in the arm of the world or something. And yeah, I've had the running theory that the live stream is split between Chaos, World of Chaos and live stream, and that it's in a split condition. And the only way to make it whole, again, there was another part of the story that said this, is if more people basically embody dark emotions. If they fall to corruption. That's how Jenova and Sephiroth in Maiden Who Travels with the Planet has been assimilating souls in the planet. And Aerith's been trying to do it towards the light side. And that there's been this battle between yin and yang, dark and light, the two poles that the yellow flower and the purple flower represents, and that right now it's hit the exact 50-50 mark. The world is split. And I think that once the critical mass of the Terror Corrupt hit 50%, that's how we've got this world split. That's between Zack and Cloud. And now if it wants to be whole again, of course Sephiroth and Jenova wants everyone to be corrupted. And of course there's no better way to do that than to sow war and strife on the planet. So the fact that, yeah, Glenn is there working with, was it Chancellor SLOOOW, manipulating this war scene and this war between Shinra and Wutai, and going and making sure that Rufus follows the plan. It's very, very juicy, and it's super juicy if indeed it is Jenova, because it suddenly dawned on me, we also have the battle between Sephiroth and Jenova to keep in our minds. Their goals are not aligned. We have seen clearly, distinctly from OG and especially in Advent Children and beyond, Sephiroth starts to separate himself from Jenova. He tries to usurp her will and enact his plans, kind of at the expense of her. And I said it from day one, we don't really know the full extent of Sephiroth's plan, but we also don't know Jenova's. So would it not make sense that Jenova is potentially using Glen, a separate form to Sephiroth, a separate agent inserted into the game by Jenova that can work independently from Sephiroth? Oh, and what a better agent to pick than one that Sephiroth was once entangled with, attached to, and is the only other person, besides of course Cloud and Elf, Feld's daughter. Glenn is the third person to ever cross swords with Sephiroth and survive, so there's no better person for Jenova to essentially use as an agent that could work separately to counter whatever Sephiroth's plan is. Oh, that'd be really, really freaking cool, man. It certainly does leave the question though, how much of Glenn is in there, because of course the Ever Crisis story has not finished. So the fact he can teleport through purple smoke makes me think that in the Ever Crisis story, Glenn is going to die, because it makes a lot of sense that his soul went into the live stream, probably carrying some sort of hatred, anger, regret, and then Jenova has picked him out of the live stream. I love it, I love it. Anyway, got some people coming down, so I better scoot my boot. I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I think Ginge and Bree have they've just left me, so... Oh my god, I've got to mention it. Gus's theme. The Coral Prison, the little Funkarino, the Coliseum that was down there, the Chocobo Racing was sick, the G-Bike really freaking sucked. God, the controls on that were so janky. The Queen's Blood challenges are really heating up. I love Queen's Blood. That is such a fun and decent game. Oh my god, and the way they've done that little fighter, the little fighty polygon game, the Fort Condor, mini games are sublime in this. I just love everything that I am seeing. But there we go, I'm going to try to safely climb my ass back and try to find some shorts to put on. I think they've actually stolen my clothes as well. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until the next video, goodbye.